name is Queen Ezzy, and these are my Sims. Welcome back to another episode of the Sims 4 Family Dynamics Challenge. In this video, I actually recorded it and then found out later that my microphone audio was not working. So I'm having to do this as a voiceover, so you may see or notice some things about the video that may not match up with my voice, but I'm going to attempt to record this again, and I'm going to attempt to follow my train of thought on this. I think I have it all together, but we will see. So what you're seeing now is finally we have gotten Ignacia. She's an adult, by the way. She aged up at the beach like a couple of days after I tried to age her up with the cake, but you know you can't age up a sim with a cake on vacation, but she aged up eventually on her own. So she is an adult now, and you'll get to see her shortly. But what we're looking at now is the GeekCon, and that is finally the opportunity has come up again for us to go to GeekCon and see if we can meet our spouse. So I just read the descriptions. So under hackathon, do you have what it takes to be the ultimate hacker? Try your skills at the hackathon and hack the world. Ultimate gaming test. Consider the ultimate gaming test to see if you can get a perfect score. Are you a pro gamer? We will let our test decide that. I think it says something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to read it from, oh my gosh, it's even playing. Okay, I was trying to read it from the screen in my video editor, so we're not even gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna let it keep moving. So if you're seeing it pause for a second, that's exactly what's happening. I'm actually reading those words out loud, but you can see what it says, so you can follow it. And then I just click on travel to GeekCon. I do have a backstory for Ignacia. So I know we all grew up with her. We watched her be born, grow up, become a toddler, into a child, to a teen. But we didn't really get to, or I feel like her story, didn't really get flushed out a whole lot. And I felt like with the opportunity of her becoming an adult, she would get a story flushed out. So here's my story for Ignacia. She absolutely loves movies, video games, and anything tech related, computer related. She's all in. What she's going to do is she's going to obtain a degree in computer science by way of the esports branch. And she really was not all that interested in school, even though she was an A student. She quickly got bored of school, and she only finished because she had to. So after high school, she had decided there was no way she was going to college until she discovered that she could become a professional gamer. So all she had to do was take 4 classes, and this was because of in high school she was taking like AP honors classes. So all she had to do was take 4 classes while maintaining success in the esports competitor career internship program. And as long as she maintained a GPA of 3.5 or above when she graduated, she will have the opportunity to jump right into her career. And the best part was that she never has to leave the comfort of her own home. She absolutely loves GeekCon, and she feels her new school schedule will not interfere with her long-term tradition of attending GeekCon. Now, GeekCon is where she is to meet her spouse. And I was talking about the pregnant lady there because I was like, oh my gosh, look, there's this pregnant lady, and it looks like she has a belly ring. And I was like, okay, sis, pop off, So we went to GeekCon, excited to find our spouse. Of course, I'm already knowing who the spouse is going to be, so I'm hoping that we will run into him while we're here. So I'm just going to have her play the refuge, to get her video gaming skill up, because she was so close to maxing it. And that's the next step that we need for Hestia when she for her aspiration to be 3/4 of the way. A child has to complete max a skill, and it counts if they're if they become an adult and max the skill, it counts as it should, because it's still her child. So she's coming over to play the refuge, and at this point I went over the rules for the challenge for Generation 2, because this is the official video for Generation 2. And Generation 2 says, why ever leave? You were raised to believe that home is where the heart is. And because of this, you rarely venture into the outside world unless given a really good reason to do so. You choose not to leave your parents' home to pursue your own path at the same time that a lot of others do. Video games and programming become your passion while holed up in your basement room, and thankfully your career of choice doesn't require a lot of socialization. Leftover pizza, anyone? So her traits are lazy, slob, and geek. Her aspiration is computer whiz. Her career is the tech guru, the e-sport gamer branch. And the rules, she has to win a GeekCon competition while cosplaying. She meets her spouse at GeekCon. She has to master the programming and video gaming skills. She has to play the guitar as a hobby, which she does. Probably I will try to get her to do that. She autonomously does it. She did it on vacation, but I wasn't recording. And then she has to order pizza for at least one night per week and never move out of the childhood home until her parents have died. Now, me personally, the type of personality that I feel that Ignacia has is she will still stay at her parents' house no matter if they die or not. She just doesn't want to leave home. So regardless of whether or not they die, she'll still be there. And right now she's just playing the refuge. I'm zooming in. Oh, I think at this point I was telling you who she's dressed as. So she is in cosplay. She is cosplaying as Rose the Hat because, and I forgot that I put this part in here, but she is a really big horror fan. So she loves anything horror related. Now, she doesn't like the gore. She's more of a story rich, and she likes psychological horror. But she loves Stephen King. And if you don't know, Rose the Hat is the villain in his novel Dr. Sleep that recently had a movie to it. And so that is who she's cosplaying as. She's giving me serious Rose the Hat vibes, and I love it. And then I said, well, let's try to look around and see, maybe her future spouse will, join us. And I was looking for people, and I was like, nope, that's not him. And so I was like, well, maybe, I'll give it a couple minutes to spawn in. And in the meantime, we'll just go through, I think I did the rules of the generation or whatever, which I've already done that. So I'm not going to waste time going through that again. So in a moment you'll see me pause the video because I was actually reading over what was required. Right now I'm looking at her skill to see how far her I think I was checking her video gaming skill, but I'm not really sure. So like I said, this video was already recorded. So yep, there it is. She maxed out her video gaming skill. Mayra was calling us because she wanted to... Oh, okay. So she was like, I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. So what happened was Hestia actually died. And Ignacia brought her back to life using a death flower. And that's because Hestia just aged in, not Hestia, but Ignacia just aged into a young adult. She hasn't even found her spouse yet. She hasn't even found her, she hasn't even, she just aged up, and Hestia was about to die. And I'm like, no, Hestia has to meet her grandkids. She has to have a relationship with them. Like, this challenge to me even though everybody has different goals and aspirations that they have to complete, my overall goal is to make sure that the generations have the correct relationship that they need. Now, unless the challenge requires me to do otherwise, it's my job to make sure that they have relationships. So I had her save Hestia. I also had her give Hestia and Jackson potion of life so that it would revert their ages back to the beginning of Elder, so that it would give Ignacia time to meet somebody, date somebody, get married, possibly have kids, do something before they die. Like, they die so quick, and this is on normal lifespan. So yeah. They're walking around. She did save Hestia though. She gave her a death flower, because death flower is one of the unique plants that Hestia's growing in her garden. So she was able to save her that way. And I clicked on Hestia for a second. I think that was a misclick. Alright, so now I'm pressing play, and so a couple of times I paused through the video because I was trying to see how I could get her future spouse over. So I was trying to use MC command, and the first time I used it, it did not work. So I'm looking around like, is he here? Where is he? Like, I don't see him. Where is he? And so I paused again, but you can't really tell that it's a pause. But I paused again so that I could try to locate him. I also paused a couple times because I had a grocery order delivery coming in, so I had to get my groceries. But I digress. So anyway, at this point in time, she's just, I've gotten her back. This time I had her do a competition, like a gaming test, and so that's what the results were. She still got a 70, even though her overall video gaming skill is maxed out. And I was just like, how did she not get? I guess she has to practice with those games in order to get better. I don't know. Then she found somebody, and I was like, who are you going to go talk to? I think it was Akira. But Akira is too old. I'm like, Akira is too old for you. Like, he's an adult. You just aged into a young adult. That's not gonna work. Plus, I already got somebody for you. So, and again, he was not showing up at this time. So, I was letting her talk, but I was also searching for him, because he's wearing a specific costume, and you'll see what the costume is shortly. But he was wearing a specific costume. Okay, we're back. I got him. I was like, all right, we're here. And there is her guy. His name is Elliot. He's dressed as Scorpion, which is dope AF. I love Mortal Kombat. And just the whole, love Mortal Kombat. So Scorpion is one of the most iconic characters of that franchise. The other option that I was gonna go with was Sub-Zero, but I couldn't. I had to do Scorpion. I had to do it. And his costume is so dope. It was I got it from, there's a CC creator. I don't even remember who did it, but it was so dope. I was like, oh, he has to be Scorpion. And so what we're doing is we're getting some drinks. I was gonna get the Ridgeport, but I was like, no, what's that new drink, that new coconut drink? And I was like, oh, there it is, Virgin that. So I selected it. But yeah, so he showed up, but unfortunately GeekCon, just as GeekCon was ending is when he showed up. So I was like, you know what, in real life she'd be like, he would probably showing up for a drink or something. It's like, dang, I missed GeekCon. And she's like, Scorpion? And he's like, get over here. Although that's not what I said in the original voiceover. I was like, he is Scorpion, Mr. Get Over Here himself. But yeah, so he's like, oh, I can't believe I missed it. And she was like, nah, it was okay. It wasn't really, it wasn't the best. It's been better. And he was like, you rose the hat. And she was like, oh my gosh, you know who I am? Nobody gets it. And he's like, yeah, like I love horror movies. It's like one of my other guilty pleasures outside of video games is horror movies. And she's like, oh my gosh, I love video games too. Where did you come from? I'm scared. Where did you come from? He was like, I came from my house. She's like, okay, sense of humor, okay. And she's like, do you mind if I buy you a drink? And then he's like, sure, let's sit down, let's talk. And he introduces himself. My name's Elliot, by the way. She's like, Elliot, nice to meet you. My name is Ignacia. He said, Ignacia? Oh, that's a really interesting and beautiful name. And she's like, thank you. She's like, my mom had an obsession with Greek mythology, so she picked Ignacia because of my characteristics. She felt like Ignacia fit me because Ignacia was the Greek goddess of sloth, I think it was. And I'm not the most active person. And he's like, yeah, me neither. The only reason why I'm out right now is because of GeekCon. I couldn't miss it. And she's like, oh my gosh, same. I love GeekCon. And I was trying to get them to sit together, but that guy came and sat there. So I was like, okay, no problem. Reset. Now. She's like, oh my gosh, same. Like, I love GeekCon. Every year when it's in, like every time it's in town, I'm there. Like, it never fails. And he's like, me too. How come I've never seen you at any of them? And she was like, I was only, well, it happens like in the daytime. She's like, I used to skip school. Like this one time I skipped school to go. My parents found out and it was over with. He's like, okay, yeah, same. I've done that before. But I mean, it's so worth it. And she's just like, well, yeah, like it's GeekCon. He's like, exactly. And, she got up to walk away because that's what Sims do. But she came back over. And then they continued their conversation. And she's like, so where are you from? And he's like, well, originally I'm from Brindleton Bay, but me and my family, we just moved in to Windenburg. And she's like, oh, that's where I live. I'm from Windenburg. And I know I don't recall seeing you around town, and it's a small town. He's like, yeah, this family, my mom is in the interior, not my mom, but my sister is in the interior decorating career, and she bought this old house from this family. I forget the last. Is it Munch? No, it's not Munch. Maybe it's Munch. I don't know. I can't remember the name, but the son. There was this one son living there, and so he put the house up for sale. My mom bought it, and she's gonna renovate it herself. And Ignacia's like, oh, that sounds cool. And he's like, excuse me for a second, I have to go to the restroom. And she's like, sure. And then Mayra's dad sat down. And we're like, hi, Thomas. How are you? While we waited for Elliot to come back from the bathroom. Then it turns out he actually left. He didn't come back from the bathroom. He left. And we're like, what the heck? He just up and left? Well, I thought we were off to a good start. I thought he was enjoying the conversation. We were bonding, connecting. And, oh no, there he is. He's coming out from the bathroom. He's like, so Ignacia, I'm having a good time talking to you. You mind if I get your number? I would like to keep in touch, maybe go out. And she's like, sure. So she gives him her telephone number, and at some point he does leave, y'all. So I didn't make that up. At some point he does leave. It's just not right then. So he's like, sure, yeah. She's like, yeah, here's my number. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna text you right now. Here's my number. And you all can just imagine that they're doing this, because the Sims, they're just, you guys know how they are. You played the game. Then she decides, Ignacia's like, oh, this lady, I love karaoke night because I love to see people walk up and make fools of themselves. And he's laughing like, me too. He's like, I can't believe how much we have in common. So I was looking for the get to know option so that, you know, she could kind of, you know, mingle a little bit. So she's like, so, you know, what do you like to do? How do you, you know, go about your day? And then that's when he just he decides, you know what, I want to make me a drink. And I'm like, Elliot, you're not the bartender, dude. Get away from behind there. Put your costume back on. He's like, I want to drink. There's no bartender. I'm going to be the bartender. And then he leaves. And I was like, sit together so y'all can sit and chat. But he didn't come back. So he's like, listen, I gotta run. I gotta get home. But it was nice meeting you. Nice talking to you. And I would definitely be giving you a call. And so she's like, okay, yeah, this is when I discovered. So I tried to invite him back, but he didn't come. So I was just like, whatever. We're going to continue on. But yeah, he's like, I'm going to definitely be giving you a call because I would like to see you, you know, outside of cosplaying. I know there's one thing about you that you like that we have in common. Horror movies is the other, video games is the other. I would love to find out what else we have in common. So I'll definitely be keeping in touch. And she's like, okay, that's nice meeting you too. I look forward to hearing from you. And then he leaves. So then we see his sister, although Ignacia doesn't know that that's his sister, but that lady with the like a haircut that's similar to Hestia's, like matter of fact, it's her exact haircut. That is his sister. And in a little while, I will zoom in on her. I think I was just baffled at the fact that Elliot left. I was like, he really left. Yeah, so I'm zooming in on her now, and she's like, who is this chick with this hat on? This is Chantel. And she's Elliots' sister. Elliot, I was talking about his family. So Elliot has a sister. He has a brother-in-law because his sister's married. And then he has 2 twin nieces. Now, Elliot comes from another save file of mine from just a family that I played with and made up. His mom and dad are older. So his mom's already passed. His dad is an elder. And he was still living at home because he was a teenager. Him and Ignacia were the same age. So I tried to invite Elliot out again and he was sleeping. So him and Ignacia are the same age. And he just aged up too. So, he was still living at home with his parents for the moment. And I was like, I could invite you to my house, Elliot, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna be crazy. We're just gonna go home. But yeah, so in the save file that he's originally a part of, his family is huge. He has I think he has like an older brother. He has one sister. I think he had like a brother or something like that too. Then he has like extended families like uncles and cousins. So it's a lot of them in that particular save file. They didn't all come over to this one with him though. I just saved I just brought his particular household over. And we are back on the home lot. And Ignacia is feeling pretty good about herself. Now, I was going to end the episode. Look at her. I was going to end the episode right here. But then I remembered that I wanted to check for her school and stuff. Because I said I was going to do that after the fact. So that, you know, we could go ahead on have GeekCon and not have that interfere. So here I'm just checking to read her acceptance letter. And we're going to read it. And we are going to Foxbury Institute because Foxbury provides a distinguished degree in computer science. So I read over the Brightchester text, and then I also read over the Foxbury text, and I picked Foxbury because the computer science degree was distinguished. So that's where she's going. And once I'm done reading it, we're gonna go in, and she's all excited about it. I'm like, yeah, girl, you celebrate, you go ahead. She's crying a tear. I'm like, go ahead, girl, you earned it. I'm like, she's like, it's my lifelong dream. I'm like, girl, you didn't want to go to school. It's it's not your dream. But it is her lifelong dream to become a professional gamer. So I have her go and apply to the university. And then as soon as she applies to university, I then have her go and I have her apply to university. Then I have her what did I have her do? Oh, I selected her degree. So when it pops up, we're gonna read about the benefits. Yep, there it is. So I selected Foxbury, and I think I read that little paragraph. And again, I can't see what it says right now because this is in my video editing software where I'm looking at the video, and I can't see none of this crap. To be honest with you, I can't even make it out. But I was reading it, so you can see my mouse following along. So you can follow along with my mouse and read along with me if you want to. But I just read, the little paragraph, and then we're gonna go ahead. Oh, we're gonna talk about the organizations, and I'm like, there's the Foxbury Spirit Squad, the Brainiacs, and the Bot Servants, and we weren't doing any of that because she's not a social person. Okay, selecting her classes, and then I read about the computer science, that top paragraph. Then we talk about the degree benefits. So I do know that she'll get an increase sign-in bonus, and she'll start off at a higher level. That's if she was going to become a tech guru. But doing some research, I did find out that by having her join, so when she enrolls in school, having her join the esports competitor as a career in the game, that's what will allow her to get the jump start in her career. So as long as she participates in that, and we're gonna level her up in it, so that when she graduates college, she'll have a degree. And she did end up getting a scholarship. She got the merit, so she doesn't have to pay for her classes. But she'll get a degree. It'll be in computer science. But her degree won't count towards the field that she's in. It's hella realistic. But anyway, she has the opportunity to join the esports competitor career as like a side. It's not even like a paid thing, so it's not really a job, and it's like 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. so it won't interfere with any of her classes, and she just has to participate in that, and then she'll get the opportunity to join that career once she graduates. So I'm going down, I'm selecting it, there it is, selecting esports competitor. I read the little paragraph that goes along with it. And I have plans for her. We have plans for her to complete. I think we have to complete her aspiration. We didn't have to complete Hestia's aspiration. We just had to get 3/4 of the way, which we are there now. And she falls asleep. Then there's a work assignment. It's just asking if she should get a jump on the assignment. So we click on OK. And what it wanted us to do was play Sim Scuffle with the team. And we had to do that between a certain time, and midnight was the deadline. So it was like, oh, well, I think it's like 5 p.m. to midnight. So it's like, oh, well, I'll try again. Then she's just like lazily napping over there in the chair. Classic Ignacia, just will fall asleep anywhere, don't care. And this is where I end the video, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.